fam, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, which is a part 2, this is the second part of my baby's first food video. So if you haven't seen the first video, then definitely go check it out because my daughter is eating her very first food in that video. You get to see the very first moment in her life where she's ever had any food. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys how I prepare her baby food. I think this is a really special moment for families, and this is my 4th baby. So I have been here, I have done it, I have tried different things, and this is what works for me and my family. And hopefully you will find this to be valuable to you. One of the foods that I show in the other video is that my daughter's first food is Salmon Roe, which is salmon, caviar, salmon eggs. The reason is it's super nutritious and amazing, but this is it right here. This is what she has, and I'm gonna show you how I prepare this for her, as well as pears, sweet potato, and avocado. I do both styles of pureeing baby food as well as some baby-led weaning where you actually have them hold, food items with their hands and pick it up and try to put it in their mouths and stuff. So I'm going to show you some preparation techniques for both styles. The reason why I'm choosing these specific things to show you is because they cover all 3 macronutrients. We have the protein with the Salmon Roe. It also has healthy fats in there too, but the protein macronutrient, the Salmon Roe, represents that. Then the carbohydrates, which are the pear and the starchy sweet potato, are in that group. And then finally the avocado is my representation for the healthy fats. So all of these things are important to our growth and development as human beings. So I don't like to leave anything out. So I want to make sure that my baby gets to experience and have all of the macronutrients that she needs. All right, let's get baby food cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with the way that I prepare the sweet potato. One of the first things that you want to do is clean it. So I'm going to wash this thing really good and then get ready to steam it in my Instapot. All right, now that it's all clean, I like to go ahead and just stick a few holes in it so that it can cook well in the Instapot. I leave the skin on while it's cooking. That's just my personal preference. And then I just remove the skin. I cut it down the middle and remove the skin after. Hello, Instapot. Just a little bit of water is added, and then this is to keep the potato separate from the water. I add in the potato. I'm gonna press pressure cook. I'm gonna do it for 15 minutes with a slow release, and that should be great. Okay, so now for the preparation of the avocado and the pear. They still have stickers on them, so I'm gonna wash them and then I'm gonna cut them up. Okay, so there's 2 ways to prepare this. I'm gonna cut this in half and show you. So for the first side, I'm gonna actually cut it into small slices where the baby can actually hold it with her hand, and she can use that as a part of her baby-led weaning process of eating food. I will leave the skin on so she can kind of chew it, and then the other part I'm actually going to remove the skin because it is kind of hard to chew it. Always keep a very close eye on them when they are eating. This is really, really important. Okay, so those are ready for the baby-led weaning. One with the skin, one without. She can just grab it like this and start trying to eat it. Now this half, I'm actually gonna prepare it for a puree. And hopefully half a pear is enough for my vitamins to go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I can always add some breast milk to thin it out as well. It's ready for her to give it a shot. Now this can be done with or without the skin. Totally up to you, and just see how the baby reacts. Now if you made a lot, definitely go ahead and take out an ice tray and pour the extra into the ice trays, put it into the freezer. When you're ready, just pop out one of those cubes, heat it up, make sure that it's a nice temperature for the baby, you know, kind of warm, a little warmer than room temperature, and give it to them that way. This way you store the food. You're not constantly making baby food every single second. And you can kind of, you know, meal prep ahead of time. All right, now let's do the avocado. So the avocado can be done 2 ways as well. We can mash it up into a puree, or we can cut it into wedges. And I'm gonna specifically show the wedge cutting now. So you just cut your avocado in half and remove the seed inside. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the side that doesn't have a seed. And you can go ahead and cut this into a wedge. Now, the wedge has the skin on one side and the goodness on the other side. What you can do is just simply remove the skin from one side and leave it at the bottom. See, I just cut off the end, and now the baby has an easier time holding it because avocado is so slippery, so they can use this. Now, if you notice that they are chewing on the other side, make sure that you take their little hand and turn it around to the right side that they're supposed to be chewing on. Also, chicken liver is a great first baby food. You can actually heat that up in the oven, cook it, make sure it's thoroughly cooked because it's a meat. And then you also can puree it using a Vitamix. You can mix it with breast milk as well, or formula, and put it into the Vitamix and give your baby the chicken liver. But that's not what I'm gonna use today as the protein. Today as the protein, I am using the Salmon Roe. Whew. Gotta use my mom's strength to get this out of here. Or I can use my mom's brain and cut it, you know. All right, it's here. So you want to make sure that you first clean this, all right? Don't just take it out as is and feed it to your baby, even though it seems like just simple fish egg. All right, so here's the goodness. There it is, that's Salmon Roe. Okay. So in order to clean the Salmon Roe, we're gonna go ahead and use a bowl that's a little bit bigger because I can kind of use my hands to get around it because this is too small. Now I'm gonna take it to the sink and run water over it until it is absolutely clear water and no white murkiness. You see that? Yeah, don't want that. Better, much more clear. All right, one more cleaning. Like, I've had caviar before, but I haven't had salmon caviar before. Let me see. It's salty. So another Supermom pro tip when it comes to helping your baby with their first foods and digesting it is being aware of the fact that we as adults have a lot of amylase in our saliva compared to babies who don't really have much at all. So one thing that you can do is use breast milk if you are breastfeeding to add to your purees, because breast milk has amylase in it. It has that enzyme in it. So it actually does help babies break down carbohydrates better. So that is a little tip that you can use that can help them with their digestion. And if their food is broken down really well, they are better able to absorb the nutrients from their food. This is what it should look like. And again, super important to be very careful. This is almost like a baby-led weaning type of food itself, because the baby can kind of try to grasp it, but you can also use a spoon to feed it to them. But be very careful in how you do this, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna prepare the sweet potato. As you can see, I have my little sous chef here now. So I'm gonna take it out of the pressure cooker. So once it cools, so you can see that it's super hot. Once it cools down a little bit, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna cut it in half and literally just remove the insides, smash it up really good. I'm gonna place it into the Vitamix with a little bit of milk, and that is it. Breast milk, right? Not regular milk. They can't have regular milk yet. So breast milk with this, and then I can give it to her as a puree, but she's not going to eat that today. She's going to eat that later on tomorrow. So this is the beginning of a very long journey to being a foodie. I'm really proud of her for taking that first little taste, but each day we'll just do a little bit more and then increase from, you know, once a day to twice a day to 3 times a day. We just take it nice and slow. That's my preference, and definitely helps her to just get ready for one day eating food only. I can't believe how much you're growing. I know. Thank you for coming on this little food adventure with us with Dove's first taste of food ever. You got to see it. She was not pleased. She's like, where is the breast milk? I got her. She's gonna eat that now. But thank you for coming. You can say bye-bye to our friends. You say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.